Starfield just got serious, and to add to that, they finally decided to add something into the game that so many fans have been requesting, except it seems like people now have, well, mixed feelings about the game in general. Now, not only did it get a free massive update this week with a ton of quality features, but Todd Howard came out with something interesting, saying how it actually took, wait for it, 7 years to make Starfield fun to play, and also that 250 devs are still actively working on this game. But I guess the question is, for what? Well, we have lots to get through because there actually seems to be a rather big problem happening behind the scenes. Now, don't forget, Instant Gaming have the hottest games out right now for up to 70% off, and their Black Friday sale is here, which is even more discounts and more great deals, but more on that later. But in the meantime, the link's in the description. If you could leave a like, it helps a ton, but turn that into a dislike if you get to the end and did not enjoy the video. So, Starfield got a massive free update with a ton of quality features this week. Now, we already know that there has actually been a series of free post-launch updates for Starfield already, but the latest is huge, and arguably, at least for the PC gamers, the biggest feature of the latest update is actually the arrival of the DLSS support. But something else was snuck in, and it's something that a lot of people have been requesting for quite some time. So the recent update also adds a consume button for gobbling up food. Now what it says, and I quote, "By popular request, we have added the ability to ingest food and drink items upon finding them in the environment. You can enjoy those chunks immediately or save them for later. The choice is yours," said Bethesda. Nice little touch, a lot of people have taken it on board. It's been something we've wanted for a while. Small little detail, goes a long way in the long run, right? Now, someone did actually say, and it was a bit of a joke that, and I quote, "Can't wait for, by popular demand, the merchants have more money to buy your junk." Someone also added, and I quote, "Just give us an invest option like they had in Skyrim. I'd fork over 20k credits, so next time the trade authority has an extra 5k on hand each time to trade, hell, I'd even pay per location, and I also feel like this behavior would fit within the trade authority background anyways." And look, let's be honest, that's a pretty valid point, and I do actually agree, all jokes aside. Now, as good as things sound, there is actually a big problem, and that is that Starfield now has a mixed user rating across all reviews on Steam. Now, I can actually see why somebody wouldn't enjoy it, but I equally feel, for the most part anyway, it did actually live up to most people's expectations. But someone added the following: "I enjoy it, and it's still one of my top games of the year, but I'm about 80 hours in and I'm starting to get bored with the game. It took me a good bit longer than that to actually get bored with Fallout 4. My biggest gripe is that you can sit down for a 2 to 3 hour play session and it feels like you've done nothing at the end. Between the load screens, cumbersome travel methods, going for long walks and just exploring some planets and getting stuck in overly extended dialogue sequences, I've had a couple of recent play sessions where I felt like I had actually wasted my entire evening at the end of them. And that's not a great feeling when my free time is limited. At this point, I'm just trying to finish the main quest so that I can move on to a new game or two. Now, I'm keen to know your thoughts on this. Do you agree there? Is that something you're experiencing? Now, before we continue, today's video is sponsored by Instant Gaming, the site that gives you the best and hottest games out right now for up to 70% off on any platform instant, no pun intended. For example, you can get Hogwarts Legacy right now for 27% off, not to mention the deluxe edition for 25% off. But it's not just games that are out, you can also save yourself a bunch of money on pre-orders too. The best part of it all is is, it's just a simple click to order, head out to the checkout, and in a matter of minutes the code for the game on whatever platform you chose would have landed in your mailbox ready for you to download, and they even have support available 24/7. One thing that I have to say I love the most, however, is the variety. From PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and even Nintendo, the catalogue of games they have is truly extensive. Now you can get PSN cards as well at, you guessed it, a discount. So check out Instant Gaming and use my code to save yourself even more right now. The link is in the description below. Now Todd Howard says that it took 7 years to make Starfield fun to play. And he actually, and I quote, says, "I thought we would find the answers faster." Now this is where things start to get interesting, as people's comments were torn, I guess you could say. Now someone said, "The boredom of Starfield made me go and play Skyrim for the first time, so thanks, I guess." Now someone also said how 7 years was not actually enough. Now look, here's the thing. I actually think it's a good game. It's definitely, as I mentioned earlier, not for everyone, but I've said it since the release of the game, and that's that this game truly feels like a base, which is still actually fun, but more so presents the future possibilities of what it actually can be, and that of course is where the modding community steps in, especially next year, where they will go ahead and get that support as well. And one bit of news that was interesting on top of this, however, was that Bethesda says that Starfield is still being worked on by 250 devs. That's a lot of devs, right? Now someone added to this, it seems that most of those people are working on DLC rather than actually patching the game, unless exploits are involved apparently. Just hope it doesn't end up like Skyrim, with some launch issues remaining unfixed even on the still rather recent Anniversary Edition, brackets example, they never fixed a bug that doesn't allow studded Imperial armor to be improved. Now, this is where people's, I guess you could say, fear is starting to increase and the uncertainty about the game's future, but someone did actually joke around again here and say that I think someone's just gone ahead, aka Todd Howard, just went ahead and changed the name of one of the employees to 250 devs. But look, all jokes aside, with everything being said and done as it currently stands with this game, is Starfield's future bright? Or is this just it? Let me know in the comments below.